Ladies, gentlemen, we are back again like we have never left. At least I left for a little bit, but my brothers held me down.
He's alive.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. The Lazarus effect in full effect.
Man.
Down, but rose from the dead, and I'm here. I'm here.
I have to apologize, man. I broke HIPAA laws. I divulged
right, kept me down.
your condition. I shouldn't have gave the specifics of your condition.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, it is that time, and it's cold out there, so anything with they call it upper respiratory type, the vid and all them, they're active. So just stay safe. Take your CMORS. Take your you take your vitamins. Get some sun if you have the privilege to have that. What else? Kam Gee could tell us. He knows more about that healthy. And even LT does the same thing.
I live by emergency.
Elderberry, all that good stuff. But hey, we back. A little nothing could hold me back. So I'm back to episode 44. How about that? Episode 44. We came from the ones, the 19s, and now we're in the 44s.
We tipping.
44s. I'm tipping. Yeah, like come on, man. It's been a journey, and we're still going. It's only the beginning. More fights, more matches, more exciting, announcements. Hey, I'm excited about what's about to happen. But first and foremost, I have to ask the fellas, how have you been?
Yo, I'm fantastic. I was a little wore out earlier today. I made the trek back to the crib. We had our second movie premiere. It was wonderful. Celebrated my 37th birthday at the same time. So killed two birds with one stone.
Happy birthday, man.
I was literally around the corner from STRAP, but he was quarantining, so
yeah, I was celebrating with you in spirit though.
For sure.
Yeah. Big time.
I made it back home before the 10 to 12 inches of snow hit STRAP.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. Everything is shut. All the schools are shut. Everything is shut.
Misery.
It's just you can't do anything with the anticipated 8 to 10 inches of snow that are gonna fall down.
Oh my goodness.
So it is what it is. Kam Gee, how about you? What's been going on?
Oh, it's all good, man. Everything's everything. Enjoying just fatherhood. It just brings on its every week, every day. It's just something new, and just staying in that gym, man. Just trying to build something, and I'm really just enjoying just every day right now, man. Just keep grinding, keep going, man. It's been a beautiful experience, though.
Yeah. So yes, first of all, salute to you, LT, for your amazing project premiere. I saw how everybody was suited and booted, dressed to the nines. Looked like a GQ, networking event. Everybody was.
Oh yeah, that's nice red carpet, bro.
Right,
there's networking events, and then there's red carpet.
Like
that's a different level. So it's big
teams. My man was damper with the fro. Just exuding, presence and everything that goes with that. Salute to you. Salute to another project. You guys have been knocking out projects since I can remember. The ones that stuck, of course, Seeds. Now we have Snooze that was dropped on Valentine's Day. Talking about Valentine's Day, did you guys buy flowers? And what's up with the prices of these flowers, bro?
Just get it out the way.
I brought flowers for my daughter, and I brought flowers for my girl. And bro, I spent for 12 for a dozen. It was like $50.
Yeah,
usually I buy this stuff at Target or for 12 or something. On that day of, bro, that stuff was expensive.
Yeah,
I didn't know what.
you can't just stop in and get anything too. It gotta be an arrangement.
Yeah, because I
You
get.
gotta put a little bit of effort. You
Yeah,
know,
so, exactly. Because I know what my daughter's flowers, her favorite flowers are, and and my girl, and another thing, I find myself, man, I might as well just get a carton of eggs because that stuff is expensive too. So I might as well because eggs is off. That's something I used to like eat when I was in Emporia in college. Man, my boiled eggs, that was my lockdown, my noodles and eggs. But now, like, bro,
it's a
buying 12 eggs.
commodity right now.
And I was listening to one of these podcasts talking about, bro, in New York, they're selling eggs. They're selling eggs like cigarettes. They're selling Lucy's. You can buy 12, you can buy one.
That's
I
hilarious.
was laughing like they're selling them like cigarettes, like Lucy. Like, bro, you can buy because how expensive them things are. But hey, prices are looking like crazy. And I wonder why it's eggs. Is there a shortage of birds out there? What's happening? But are we? I don't know. And I want to go deep into that. That's not what our podcast is about. But when I just brought the Valentine's thing, flowers kind of hit me with how if it's a hustler move and they know that's the day of buying flowers, we're gonna just take these prices up, or a flower's just expensive. I don't know. But anyways, hope you guys had an amazing Valentine's. Hope you treated your special ones, reaffirmed how special they are to you, whether it's friends, family, significant others, and so on and so forth. But we are here to do what we do, which is combat sports. In this case, we are going to do a quick recap on what happened in New York City, Madison Square Gardens on Friday. We had some good lineups of fights that happened throughout that day. But should we start out with the big one? Let's go with the big one. I think let's go with the big one. And we may have this episode. We may have some clips to just to look at and highlight some things. Maybe even our trainer can talk about the setup of how Keyshawn did his thing. By the way, Keyshawn Davis, upcoming rising star in the lightweight division. He has box office written on his trajectory all the way. He off the ring, how he walks up into his fights from what he did in his hometown in Ohio when he filled that place up like it's never
Virginia.
been. Sorry, Virginia. I said Ohio, my bad. But Virginia, where he filled that place up and he had the matching band, and he has just this star. He has something about him. He has this presence, and he cut his hair, kind of looked different. I was like, not used to him, not having what he usually has. But he came to do business. Leading up to the fight, remember we saw Keyshawn saying that somebody sent him a little package with some very disrespectful nuance. Not nuance. What's the word here? I want to say some things that
innuendo.
They may be insinuating something, especially if you're a person of color. And
early Valentine's present.
Right.
Apparently, they found who the culprit was, and everything was ironed out by the top ranking team. It was an inside job because top ranking. Apparently, the culprit was a top ranking person. We know who he is, but I don't know. I want to say allegedly because I don't want to put that type of smut on his jacket because that's kind of crazy. It makes me look at him differently if it's true. But according to top ranking, you saw the statement they put out. They know who it was. It was not Dennis Berinchyk, and good. I was happy that it was not Dennis. And I know you Ukrainians are very respectful people. They just fighters, man. They're not with that, that funny style stuff. But anyways, leading to the fight, we saw what happened in the press conference. Keyshawn said this is personal. Boom. Announcements happen. It's not Dennis. It's another person. Boom. Fight happens. Fellas, I don't want to get into the X's and O's within the fight, but what's your take from the fight that we all talked about Friday evening? Keyshawn Davis versus Dennis Berinchyk.
Personally, I think this is more confirmation that Keyshawn Davis is what I think he is. And that's a legitimate champion. And he's somebody coming to really shake up the division and help sort this mess out, because the big names are not fighting each other at that weight class. And so I think he's a force to be reckoned with. I was very impressed by the physical style as well. He showed that he can get it done multiple ways. So,
yeah.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what LT is saying, the physical stature inside the ring at that division looks to be very imposing, and looks to be a threat and a challenge for anybody that's in the division. That was impressive. Fourth round knockout with a body shot, punish into the body, which to me speaks a lot about the mentality of the fighter. Guys that want to go to the body to hurt you just are different. And I believe that division, saw that, and they have to take note. Keyshawn, he has a belt and he has star power written all over him. So we should expect some bigger fights to be coming here soon.
And I was taken aback that he didn't have the hair. I was like, "Who's this?" Like,
yeah, he had the cut.
Is this Frank Martin?
Yeah, he said it's something new. When you cut the hair, it's a signal. It's hitting a new level.
Yeah, it's always crazy when you see your favorite fighter with locks, because when they hit him, like, it looks crazy when somebody with locks get hit. It's like a different way they head shakes and the locks just like the sonic rings just jump out of you. Like, that's crazy. But anyways, going back to the fight, Dennis Berinchyk, that record that he has, I think he has 19 fights or so, is kind of like deceiving, because them Ukrainians have illustrious amateur careers.
But he's got names.
Like,
we went over those last 3 fights.
Right. He has some names, and he's one of those people that you may not know how great he is, just like Lomachenko is, because of that amateur dial-in. He's also an Olympian, multiple-time Olympian. I think he's a silver medalist. I can't remember, or a bronze, but his amateur pedigree is up there. So this is a guy who's wily and a very experienced fighter for a young Keyshawn to go, body for body with, for lack of a better word. I know Kam Gee sent me a clip of how that last sequence to lead to the KO, how it went, and it was a thing of art. It was a beauty. It was a thing of art. So I'm gonna play that sequence leading up to the body blow that put down Dennis Berinchyk.
Get him downstairs to the body. That's where it's at. There it is. Shot. That's where it is. I told you.
Body shot by Keyshawn Davis.
Over.
It is a knockout victory.
I wish I could play it again, but like, Kam Gee as a trainer, what's the tempo, or what is the flow of the fight that leads to them getting that close, and then Keyshawn taking advantage with the body blows and how he just ran over dude.
It's all about getting that first round, getting that feel. The guys like to download, get the jab going to gauge that distance. You're always working your way in with the jab. Once you get inside with the jab, then you can sit on your punches and deliver hard shots to the body. At some point, in those first 4 rounds, Keyshawn felt something that knew he can fight this guy at close range. As you can see watching the fight, there was a physical advantage that Keyshawn had. You can close the gap using your jabs, get inside, throw hard shots to the body. In the clips you just saw, they were already on the commentary talking about some body shots that had been delivered previous to the clip being played, and he just continued that. So I'm a really big believer in body punching early in fights to really impose your will on the other guy, which Keyshawn has that mentality. That's what he wants to do when he's in the ring. So love to see it, man. It's I think he's a show favorite of ours, as we've been talking about him in the last few months.
I think it's worth being noted too that he trained Bomac was in his corner. Terrence Crawford. He said Terrence Crawford told him that it would be a body shot that would put him down. And I guess Berinchyk is a southpaw, and so I guess southpaws are susceptible to that. So,
well, that was impressive. 4th round body, because usually when I see body shots taking out people, either it's a really, really strong puncher who's known for that, or someone that knows how to wear you down and you're tired, you're breathing, and when that body shot hits you, your body just goes into shock. And it's usually through endurance. You usually see like in the 8th or so rounds, because you just been hit so much that when they hit you in the right place, your body goes into shock, and that's when people like either go down on their knee or just flat out drop. So it happened in the 4th, and seeing how Dennis Berinchyk was breathing like he was tired. It's like Keyshawn got that power. I don't know if it's the power. I don't know what it is, but it's something special that you could do it in the 4th to the body. That's impressive. And you don't see that a lot.
It was an accumulation
There you
over
go.
a short period of time.
Yes,
he
there you go.
made early deposits.
So yeah, but that was very, very impressive, and salute to Keyshawn, and I see him as a rising star in this fight in this era of fighters, and just I hope he gets to dance with the worthy partner, so he could get hit that real big stage that he deserves to. I think he's designed for the big stage, the big ones.
Absolutely.
All right, so some fights under that same card. Now, this was Madison Square Gardens, if I'm not mistaken. MSG.
Whoa.
Wait,
No,
This fight was across the pond,
Yeah,
across the
across
pond.
the pond.
Oh, maybe I'm.
but it's okay.
Yeah, matchroom. Never mind. Sorry. Jeez for that. We have Anthony Barbosa versus Jack Catterall.
Catterall.
And this is for the interim WBO super lightweight title. And this
Y'all-
one goes for, sorry,
Nah, I was gonna say, did y'all get a peek at this?
highlights.
I saw the filling out phase of this fight early on, so it looked to be a even battle. Even the accounts that were following this fight, they showed a lot of back and forth going on with it, and it reflects being a split decision win. But you can tell it meant a lot to Barboza to win. It's very emotional in the locker room, and cool to see Jay Catterall actually wishing Barboza, luck moving forward to fight. I forgot who he mentioned, but the other lightweight contenders. Go ahead.
I'll tell you in a second. My fault, and I think that's where I cut Strap off. Go ahead and say what you're about to say, Strap.
I was gonna say it's a matchroom fight, and that's Eddie and them. So that's what I was gonna say. But yeah,
Gotcha. All right, so it was for the WBO interim, and so what you're alluding to, Cam, is the winner now gets to face supposedly Teofimo in 180 days.
There you go. That's what it was.
So yeah, that might be who we see on Alcatraz.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But it's kind of weird because Teofimo's top rank, it's kind of weird, kind of gets messy. So, but
right. They got some time to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it does not look like any other opponents would be lined up for Mr. Teofimo Lopez. We're just checking the interwebs out here recently.
Yeah, he's muddying the waters.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways, salute to Mr. Barbosa and doing his thing and being attaining the interim WBO lightweight title, and hopefully that fight happens. And what's that island called again? The
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. It was like a
Outside
prison
the
back
bay.
in the
It's a museum currently.
like an island. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
If that's happening, I would like to see them fight there. That would be kind of like some gladiator stuff,
So this was kind of a good segue from the top and then a tie-in from the last episode. So
absolutely, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like some like NFL streets, they have like those fantasy courts and stuff.
Right. This is like some Mortal Kombat,
Yeah, man. Come on, bring it. Yeah, bring it. I'm ready.
Fire. Okay, another fight that happened. Oscar Duarte versus Miguel Madueno. This one here, you even had to send me a clip. Let me play that clip before even I get into it. This here, right here. This is
big overhand right there we're looking for. And he clips him good. And now Madueno looks like he's about to go.
And Duarte not forgetting about the body going down first.
Madueno somehow stayed upright. The guy just refuses to succumb.
He's a heavy shot. The referee better take care of Madueno, man.
Madueno teetering on the...
Yo.
Man.
The referee saved him.
The body punching, like he did not forget about the body. Man, that's something I talk about all the time. Like if you get your opponent hurt, go to the body. Some guys are just tough. That guy was not going to fall.
Right.
But he had to go to the body to keep wearing him down, keep testing his will, keep testing his might. If you keep chopping it down, and he was not able to answer, like that's a strong finish, very strong finich.
Oscar Duarte looked like what's his name? Hands of Stones. What was his name?
Man,
Roberto
Duran. Yeah.
Head body. I'm like, dog, these chopping that three down.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It's scary. It's scary. And Madueno was not responding back, but the boy was tough.
Yeah, salute to. I mean, look at his record. He's got 31 fights, 26 by way of knockout. So that tells you what you need to know about Madueno. But he may not be a future contender or ever see championship status. But we need people like that in the sport to help us differentiate. Who are pretenders, who are the pretenders, and who are the contenders.
Went 10 rounds with Keyshawn last year. So 10 rounds, unanimous decision loss, but stepped in the ring with an up-and-coming superstar and was able to go 10 rounds to a decision. So, impressive stoppage by Duarte, no doubt.
Salute, man. I was on the edge of the seat just watching that clip. I'm like, dog, is the referee going to do something? But
yeah,
he later on stepped in. Moving on, we have Shadisha Green, if I'm saying her name right, versus Melinda Wapo. And Shadisha Green won and claimed the vacant WBO super middleweight. And this was just a hard-fought split decision fight. I didn't get to see this one, but this was one of the fights on the card, I believe, that day of Friday. So, did you guys get any glimpse of this?
Nope, I didn't. Yeah, I was a little occupied.
Unfortunately, not a lot of clips online. The thing that's, I'm not seeing on a box track, but no, did not catch this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, salute to the winner, the victor, Shadisha. If I'm saying her name right, Shadisha Green.
Shadisha
Green, and hopefully we could catch you earlier next time and give you our support. But salute for that victory. Running through the last fight that we have on the card is William Corolla versus Ayub Zakari. And this ended with William taking the victory with an impressive run of a first round knockout. And, that's pretty evident. We won't get into this, but this for a title. Let me see here. Nope. But
this one across the pond.
Yeah, across the pond. There's some notables here. William is a brother of former world champion Anthony Corolla. So I guess you guys sent me.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out where I remember that name.
Yeah. And it was just an impressive first round knockout. And Ayub Zakari was on the other end of the receiving. So and this is for the super welterweight. This was a super welterweight division. This was an early fight. to get everyone settled in as we get ready for more premier fights that what happened that night. So we thought we'd just do everybody justice and at least go through their score and give them their shine time. So salute to Anthony, not Anthony, sorry, William Corolla, Anthony's brother. That's crazy. When you have a famous cousin or a brother or father, they're like, yo, this dude, brother, like,
You always gonna be second. You gotta make your own name.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I've seen it quite often coaching and running track and field in the state of Kansas. And it seemed like there was a run where Derek Thomas had so many daughters that came through and were state champions in track and field. So yeah, but every year there was that taking place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I want to
RIP.
But RIP. Yes. I was looking at the other topic that follows what we just talked about. You're
we add that in there. The real big baby.
He did.
Oh man. Well, he can keep it.
You're right.
Go ahead, Strap. My bad, man.
Jeez. Is it possible for a fighter to be broken through? How do I say this? Without, I have to be very delicate because these are fighters and what they do is very high level. It's also very life threatening. So I can't just yap. But is it possible that another fighter, or as you're going to your path to being a champ, you come across a fighter that changes that whole trajectory? Just one fight. Have you seen it before? Or I mean, Adrian Broner versus Madonna. Which fighter broke a fighter like where you? And it's too early to say anything about Anderson. Big baby.
Maybe not. He himself has mentioned retiring at an early age. So I think Bill Parcells was the coach that talked about, once you start talking retirement, you're already gone. And you saw in the fight the body language, the chatter in the corner, or the overall negative disposition he had towards the fight. It was just very unappealing. Very much just wants to turn the TV off.
And from people that know him, I know people that have sparred with him and worked with him. They say he's a good, genuinely good guy. And it's just him, his dog before he had his child back then. That's all he does, and his family members, he takes care of them. And they always say that he is one of those guys that was mishandled, or he's the young up and coming that person that was fed to the wolves. You don't. Hindsight is a beautiful thing because I didn't know about Martin Bakole until that fight. But
I mean, you got to turn on the film.
I got familiar really quick.
If you're taking that fight,
yes, you should not have, because that could really kill your confidence, and it's not realistic because you're not going to fight. There are only like two Bacoles in the whole world, like that type of fighter that will break you in that type of way. Like a Zhang, maybe, I don't know, but.
So they're
it's
saying
that
strategy.
It's a strategy too.
They said that Top Rank really didn't want the fight for Anderson. It was just the Riyadh season money.
There was
too much. Good money.
Yeah, that wasn't it. But the strategy, it's like, hey, Jared Anderson, big baby, is 6'4", 250 something pounds. So he's not a small dude in there. He looked much smaller than Bakole, but we also saw what I think a lot of people watching that fight is a poor strategy.
Try to brawl with him.
Yeah, and that's something that I think with the athleticism, the youth, the skills that we believe that Jared Anderson has, we did not see in that fight. So I know you're asking the question, how did he break him? Like, I feel like that maybe Bacoli did break him. He broke himself. I'm talking about Jared Anderson by the demeanor. These are things that they don't just show up in this current fight. I don't know if we'll end up playing those clips, but those are things that are just in the fighter previously. I mean, yeah, it just speaks to the inner dialogue, the mentality. Now, when you take a loss, are you a true champion? Are you someone that can handle your loss and come back and get it in blood inside the ring? Because of all of us being fight fans, some of our favorite fighters have taken losses and have gone back into the ring to aspire to be great and didn't let a loss define them. We're seeing here the losses defining him. Now we're questioning, is he broken? And then you see these poor mannerisms and terrible attitude in the corner, which is just a disgrace to boxing. It's too dangerous of a sport.
This clip here, like, kind of, I felt like, damn, a sport is maybe he's done with the sport. This clip is very telling, and it's kind of sad to even look at. Like,
round, under, but you're abandoning the body a little bit. We gotta stay down there.
OT Tucker, I hate hitting elbows.
Aim for the, gotta change the trajectory and aim for the center. All right, go ahead.
All right, Tim, nobody likes to hit elbows, but there's ways around it.
Come on, man. Too much complaining for me, man. All I hear is complaining. You listen to your corner, man. That's all I'm hearing is complaining from Jared. Do you want to be a fighter? Do you want to be a champion? Do you want to be a fighter? That's what it's about. Your body language, the way you I mean, come on, man. Especially.
Yeah, it was sad to see that, but
Yeah.
some of these things, I don't know.
I think I do. I think I know. I think we were exposed to his fragility after that Roy Jones interview. And he just might not have the mental makeup or the psyche. Like, everybody don't have it. He he can have all the physical tools, but if he doesn't have the tools up here and the self-confidence.
Yeah, shout out to the trainer.
Yeah,
shout out to the trainer. I think the last fight he was with Sugar Hill from the Kronk Gym, so it looks like he's went a new direction with this current trainer. He had a lot of patience. I mean, a lot of patience. So I don't think he's talking back to someone like Sugar Hill in that way. So, you kind of see we don't spend too much time on it. You hate to see it with someone you're actually rooting for and want to see them do well.
Exactly. And America's boxing is always great when we have an American prospect in the heavyweight division, or somebody like, I'll be honest, like the Europeans are coming in sweeping, like from the Usyks to the Dubois and they've been doing it slowly. I mean, they did it the early 2000s with the Klitschko's and who and the Hayes and that that alumni. But now they're coming back, and that's why I have to give a Wilder credit. Yes, Wilder was not as skilled, but he did make a heavyweight exciting again, because once Americans have a good heavyweight, fights are going to happen. That's guaranteed. Big fights are going to happen.
But what we got to know is we heard things with Deontay Wilder regarding his attitude towards Mark Breland, the great Mark Breland, and he went with a new trainer. So, we don't hear about these type of mentalities with fighters from across the pond in their culture. There's a certain respect given to the guy in your corner. And that may be the reason why we're not experiencing the heyday of the American heavyweight, because we got too much of this in the corner. Maybe if he could hit elbows, he throws to the body against Martin McCauley from the outside. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that goes to show that, Deontay Wilder is a failed basketball player. So
and he was driving wasn't he driving like a Coca-Cola?
I mean, let me find out Big Baby is a former failed basketball player.
Oh my God, they're my
They
thing
love
about basketball players. Yeah. Oh my
they
God.
love blaming other people.
Let's
Oh my goodness.
Deontay's story is
My
amazing.
goodness.
I like Deontay's story, especially with his daughter having spinal bifida, and that's when he was like, "Yo, I used to knock out people in the streets. So might as well take it to the gym." At 22, and then he trained for 3 years, and he joined the Olympic team, or he made the Olympic team. That's his story is amazing.
Like a piece of cake, man. Just be
Yeah, because he
6'5" and
you got that
built.
trick. You got that one trick that works, and it's working like 99% of the
Hey.
time. If people cannot, anticipate that right, and it's catching, hey, it's catching. He caught people until he got to a level where people know how to box, and like, yeah, nah, you're not gonna punch me. You only got one hand. Like, what are you going? Like, what are we doing in this ring? Like, and you now start to work on your skill set at 37 with Malik Scott. Well, you are playing a catch-up game. These guys have been boxing since they were 8. So all they need to do is just get stronger, add more, whip to their punches. They already have the fundamentals. They've been boxing since they were kids. So now you're just playing catch-up. Like, it's so sad for Deontay Wilder that Tony, what's his name? Anthony Parker. Joseph Parker they've been fighting. He's been fighting amateur for a long time in New Zealand or Australia, where he's from. Even Joshua, who started late, he started at 16, so he still boxed as a little guy. So he learned fundamentals. All of that. Usyk has been fighting in and out of the United States since he was like 12 years old for Ukraine. He fought the likes of Sean Porter. He's been fighting. He's been around. So these guys are gonna fight at big old age at 37. And I'm seeing Malik Scott teaching you how to jab. I'm like, what? How did he get there without fundamentally having an elite established jab? And I realized, that right hand, man, was not missing. Like, it wasn't really like. It's weird. It's a good story. It's like one of those stories where you're like, shit, I'm gonna try this job even if I'm not qualified, and then you find that you're really good at one thing that gets you promoted to like a top level. Now you have to critical think, and you've never had that ability to get to that level to critical think and problem solve, and you find yourself always being thrown, pants to the ground, like when big issues happen. Like, damn, how do I fix this? But anyway, long story short, man, I do like the
American heavyweights.
We need one. We need one.
We get our act together. Respect the
Yeah,
coaching. Take it to the next level.
Your coaches, yes. Respect your coaches, because those extensions of yourself. Because you're in the ring, you're not seeing everything. They're seeing everything, and they know you. They know how you prepared. They know your injuries. They know everything. So if you gotta believe, you gotta trust them. So moving on to another discipline, and this is mixed martial arts. We'll talk about UFC Fight Night that happened Saturday, the 15th, because that was the 14th when a lot of that boxing happened. But we had a UFC veteran that LT just hopped off, but he'll be back. We have Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez. This was pretty Jared, if you know Jared Cannonier, he's hopped from heavyweight to, I think he fought in light heavyweight. He's a veteran in the UFC, very strong fighter. He defeated Rodriguez by TKO in the I believe in the, I can't even remember the round. Was it the first round?
They got
I believe
in the
it
fourth
was
round.
Oh, fourth round? Yeah, fourth round. My notes are kind of freezing here. But in the fourth round, and that was that. This happened in the I think it's called the Apex, UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada, where this fight was happening. Another fight under that card, we have Yusuf Zalal, and he beat Calvin Qatar. This was unanimous decision, and it helped him get his wins up to 7 consecutive wins. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if all those 7 come from ways of UFC, but Hey, salute to you, Yusuf Zalal. Now, this name here is where we're gonna get the old strap back. Let's see how we can butcher this. Edmund Shabazin versus Dylan Bakak. How did I do there?
I feel like that was
Shabazin.
relatively decent. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This was a first round knockout, and Dylan was on the receiving end of that. What else can I say there? He got beat. It actually won Edmund performance of the night. That means he gets a little bit of a bonus to the purse. So Dana White, Sugar Daddy over there, is giving his fighters, if you have like the best knockout, he gives you an extra, I think, 50 grand. Yo, go take this. That's like their little incentive to get more interesting fights rather than, people getting on their bike and kicking and running, that type of stuff. Here we have another fight. We have this name here, Walter Walker versus Dontel Mares. Did I say that right? Let's see how that goes. I think I did say it.
Like Dontel Mays.
Dontel Mays versus Walter Walker. And this was also a first round hook. I said kick. A hook knockout. And this was a heavyweight bout. And that is our summary of what happened fight night Saturday at the UFC Apex in Vegas. I know my brother Kam Gee is trying his best to watch a UFC fight, but he was straight up, if it's not style bender, it's not.
But then he got knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But hey, keep working on it. We're gonna keep working on it.
Working on it. As we talk about fights, right? The UFC are looking to collaborate more with boxing or with Turkey. And I think where Turkey wants to use the UFC, I think it's with storyline. I may believe that, but I don't know. Have you heard about this? UFC and Turkey kind of wanting, or they kind of want to get into that, that Saudi.
Right. I have not heard this, but I'm also not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But Turkey has a strong love for boxing. I haven't heard him express that same passion for the UFC. So I do know he's passionate about the fighters and getting paid well. I do believe the UFC guys should be making more money. I know it's a business, so there's bottom lines and all that, but these guys are putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. And I feel like we've seen guys working other jobs, coming off a major fight card and going back to work at their local establishment, and it just doesn't sit right. So hopefully a Turkey involvement will get these guys paid.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't the UFC go to Saudi Arabia and during COVID?
Yes. Well, they had Fight Island. I think it was United Arab Emirates. I couldn't remember.
Okay, something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, what I will say is kind of in contrary to what we thought about Usyk. There's been reports that Usyk wants to fight Alex Pereira.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So there's a wild card right there.
Yeah, I mean, I have this love-hate relationship with the Dana White, and it's just my personal thing. Maybe sometimes I don't want to. I just think his brand. He's like Teflon. He does a lot of crazy stuff, and he never gets accountability for. Like, but when a person of color does it, they get the whole sink thrown at them, and you have to apologize and make an apology, tour. But Dana White has been doing this stuff, being caught on camera doing anyway. But that's on another. I just Dana White. But one thing I have to give Dana is he's a shrewd businessman. Like having to develop this concept of the UFC and making it big from this thing that was very obscure in the early 90s where they had no weights. Anybody fights anyone. It was bare knuckle. It was just craziness to a guy who came in, from Boston and Dana White to just come in and bring organization and then finally selling it and for all those billions and then being asked to stay on because he knew the model and he knew how that model works. And I can say so much about his business acumen is just high level and I respect it. But if he teams up with Turkey, I think they will make a very good product because I believe boxing promoters don't know anything. I was told by Mike, or I say like I know Mike. Mike said one time that Mike Tyson, that is, calling him Mike like I know him on the first name. Mike Tyson said that the worst business you could ever be is a fighting promoter because you'll always lose your money. The fighters will make more, the venue will make, but you'll always be broke unless you're robbing. Unless you're doing something sketchy. He's like the worst thing. He says that's why he says to be a promoter you have to be a billionaire because you're gonna take a L, and that's why Mike said that. That's why a Turkey can do it because this is just play money. It's just play money. It's not like you're using it to build an empire. You're not using it to build a business or using it as a stepping stone. So with a shrewd Bostonian in Dana White, I think Turkey and him could do good business. Better business than an Eddie Hearn, I think, or Frank Warren. These old heads, because these guys have been around for a long time, and what have they really? I mean, that sounds crazy because I want to be at these fights, but that sounds crazy. But like what I mean, like if you want to like really make a show. You have to create saying things that the UFC does, where they create good storyline. They give the fights that are needed. That Turkey's doing right now, giving you the fights that you want, and not having to play these politics between different camps and stuff like that. But anyway, I was just curious about the whole if Dana White and Turkey collaborated, what would that look like? But as we gear up, you guys, this weekend, ooh. Is your family gonna see you this weekend? Just letting you know.
The fight card of the century.
Because I know you have a Piston Spurs game.
Yeah, me and the lady are going to see the Pistons visit the Spurs at the I-35 series, where the Spurs come up to Austin. They're going to play in the Moody Center, so that's beautiful. Then, my squad, I get to see my squad, All-Star Cade Cunningham. Hey,
Dallas, Texas.
I inspired his haircut, I think, or something like that. Yeah, and then turn right back around and start drinking pretty early on Saturday.
It's got to have a weekend. That's nice right there. Wemby, Cade Cunningham, and you turn around and
Fox.
Oh my goodness! Forgot all about that. So yeah, you guys, that's some good watching right there, and then to turn around the next day and to get a fight card like this. Show note, we gotta put this in our group chat to make sure we are aware of the opening cards on the televised copy, because I don't think there's a fight on here that we really want to miss.
No.
Do you guys want to give your predictions right now, or you're holding on to your cards right a little bit?
Wait, we're gonna.
Okay.
So we're gonna do it the inverted pyramid style here.
Oh. Okay, what we got up first?
Go ahead.
Oh. Sequel.
The sequel. Let me see. I'm gonna take Bivol.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Bivol. I think he's just determined, man. I think he's determined to win.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did enough.
No technical analysis behind that. I just think he's extremely determined. Berinchyk, it was just like another thing for him. And he didn't really box that well in the first fight. He just was able to apply pressure and wore Bivol down. Maybe he adjusted that in his training. We'll see. I'm just going for the okie doke. Bivol coming back and
I like
eventually.
I like Bivol as well.
Wow.
I think Bivol's problem is he kind of wanes at the end because he has to do so much early on, and I don't know. I think he did enough to win the first one. I guess my only fear is that Beterbiev kind of figured him out. So how do you come? Like, is we just seen the case where somebody stood pat and then the other fighter adjusted and it was a wash. So how do they adjust? I don't know.
If Beterbiev cuts the ring off, you may see a different outcome. If he takes a lateral step at any point in the first matchup, you're able to catch him. If he makes that adjustment, we'll see. I know wasn't he coming off a knee injury? We talked about that before, so that may have inhibited his mobility inside the ring. Because I'm thinking that's the equalizer right there. Bivol was on his back foot most of the fight, but Beterbiev really didn't see him cut the ring off. So if he does that, I think we may have a different outcome. But I just see a determined fighter in Bivol.
Bivol probably needs to try to steal rounds, opening and closing,
Shoe shining, boom, being smart, boxing, using his abilities.
I think that's what happened was he lost rounds at the end. The last impression,
like 9 to 12, or 9 or 8 to 11, or 12 could have been a toss up. So
I'm thinking like the closing seconds of the round. You know?
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Last time I went for Bivol, because of aspects of Beterbiev had just left surgery, and it didn't look like enough time to get ready to first of all recover fully and get ready for this type of clash with this type of fighter, and that was Beterbiev getting ready for Bivol, and also Bivol leading on to the fight. News broke what's happening at his home with his fiance at that time. I think some stuff was happening. He was kind of brushing it off that it's not going to affect him. As you guys already said, you guys, not saying stole the thunder, but like. You said everything. Like Bivol started off good, tapered off. Beterbiev, leading on to the last rounds, stayed going strong, and Bivol looked like he was not running, but he knew what was happening because dude was, he was like an engine that had just caught its prime movement, and he was just looking to seek and destroy. If Bivol has trained for 30 plus rounds, is gonna be Gucci. He has to have that tank in him. I mean, he looked tired a little bit, but I also understand. Yeah, he was in the ring with a killer, so his movement had to be on point. But Beterbiev, I think Beterbiev wins this if Biv was not as active as, Biv has to do. Like, he really surprised me that first fight, and I thought he won. We were talking about it in the chat. I thought he won not by unanimous, but by decision, by split decision. And I think everyone, even Kam Gee was on Bivol, and we were all on the same page. We thought Bivol won, but it is one of those. I think Beterbiev is a very tough opponent, and this time I think he's gonna come ready to start off from the get-go, put on gas. I know he's older. He's 40, right? Is he 39 or 40 yet? Is he 40 yet?
I believe he is 40.
Yeah, maybe he looked like he had the tank. He looked like he was the more active fighter at the end. So I can't even use age on him. That he just has to start early. And if he starts early, it's going to be very hard for Bivol.
Question: if Bivol knocks out Beterbiev, is there a trilogy?
Absolutely. I don't see a knockout happening though.
It depends on what style of the knockout. If it was like a Fury, Wilder 2, where Tyson Fury was fighting for his life and his Mark Braylon threw the towel in, that let's watch it again because that's a war. But if they laid you flat, then I'm like, nice. Second round, caught you good. No, just go rest up. Cool. I don't know. But it's gonna be a good fight, regardless. I don't think anyone is getting knocked out. These guys are just they're like robots. They hit each other and just.
Man,
I'll be surprised. If
I don't know. This is crazy. This is amazing that the fight is happening again.
I love it. Yeah, I was thoroughly, I was thoroughly entertained the first time around. I got, I think I got what I expected to get out of it.
Man, Saudi Arabia, like a falcon in his box rec picture. I'm gonna put it in the group chat.
Only in Saudi Arabia.
Let's go to the next one.
Only in America. Only in Saudi Arabia.
So I guess this one is probably dubbed as the co-main.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Let me start on this one here. Joseph Parker has been sneaking up. I mean, he's been always good. He has been getting stronger and stronger. He's changed his diet and his training. And after what I saw he did in the last fight in Riyadh that I saw of his, I think was Deontay Wilder, he got rid of Deontay. Like, he's not on the same level as me. Like, this dude should not be in the ring with me.
Just boxed him beautifully.
And how he beat Zhang. Zhang looked like was put in the pressure and knocked Parker down, but how Parker got up and gathered himself to win that fight. So Parker is he's doing the Dubois, like the Daniel Dubois, regen of, he is kind of like, what's the word here? Remarket? I can't even think. Rebrand.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah, he's just looking different. He's looking different, and he's looking like, dog, I'm a problem here. And yeah, I think I like Daniel. And yes, Daniel has not as many losses. He doesn't lose too much, but when he lost, his losses have been kind of funny. Just they've been one of those type of losses where it's like breaking somebody's will, like from the Usyk to I think the Joe Joyce. Big Joe broke his like, and he took the knee. I see Joe Parker wins by knockout too, and it's gonna be a crazy knockout too. It's one of those knockouts that are gonna just surprise the world that Joe Parker just did that. Because I know Dubois he likes close. He's not afraid of that smoke. He's not a jab. Feel my range and my reach. Nah, he's gonna be in the mix and he's gonna get knocked out. Bold prediction.
I kind of agree with Strap. Like, there's nothing about Dubois that just sets him apart. Parker's the more polished guy, and he's not going to come in reckless or as reckless as Joshua was in the last fight. So, yeah, I can see Parker win this. I'm not super invested one way or the other. I think it's going to be great entertainment, and it should set up for a unification bout, with Usyk. So I guess we'll get a rematch either way, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Has Parker fought Usyk?
No, he has not. He's not.
Look like it, huh?
Yeah.
Not on his box track. But
so that'll be another.
So my bad. So Parker was down twice in his fight against Zhang.
Mm-hmm.
Big puncher. I really want to lean Parker in this fight, but I think since the defeat to Usyk, Dubois has been someone that has been extremely determined to rewrite that narrative of being a quitter or someone that has these lackluster performances. I feel like he alluded to it in his press or post-fight comments after the Joshua victory. I'm really just seeing someone that's heavy puncher, someone that Parker has struggled with in his last fight against Big Bang Zhang. I got Dubois winning by stoppage late rounds.
Mm-hmm. Dubois is strong. He's a hard hitter too. So just something. It's just something in the air with Parker right now. I'm just one of those weird things that Spidey senses are just letting me know, hey, don't sleep on Joe.
No, you can't. You definitely can't.
So
not in the heavyweight division.
This next one is one that just seems like it probably shouldn't be happening, but like I said previously, at this point in history, kind of makes sense for right now. Shakur Stevenson, who many people believe, including myself, is the class of this generation, like just as far as talent, generational talent, versus Floyd Schofield, who is literally probably still a prospect at this point. What do you think, Kim? How would you label?
On Schofield, yeah, he went from a prospect to potential contender to potential superstar.
This fight right here is like skipping a step.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about it, the thing that gives him a chance is we just saw the grip strength test from Mr. Shakur Stevenson, who had they said he had the grip strength of an average boy, and that's wild. But in all seriousness, boxing is very dangerous. Hands can be hurt, and he's had multiple injuries on both hands. Schofield, knowing that, I'm expecting them in their game plan to be on the front foot, which can be dangerous against a counterpuncher like Shakur Stevenson. But if you're expecting him not to hurt you, maybe you're taking one so you can give back two. I'm expecting a Shakur Stevenson victory by the slimmest of margins, something like a split decision situation going all 12.
What we have to be cognizant of is Shakur injured that hand with a check right. It was a check right to the body, like a dig. So if we see that in the fight, we want to be looking for a reaction there. Schofield believes he's very confident of himself. I think he needs to come in like a bull in a china shop and go for broke.
Yeah.
Obviously Shakur's footwork and everything's going to be there, but I think you're going to have to try to fluster him and smother him early on before he starts downloading anything. Come out like Maidana.
Yep.
Yep. That has to be the only game plan. Is you have to be athletic to fight this guy Shakur, to get him out of his wanting to be in this matrix. Like you said, he's a counter puncher. Like his movement and for a counter puncher, I think Shakur has, like you said, he has a gift. Some people are good fighters, some people are just gifted. This kid could be in the same pocket as other fighters, and punches are just grazing him, like just not even hitting him. And I just wish he had like a good counter like a Floyd, but he doesn't follow up and he's not as active as like a Sweet Pea or a Floyd, people that had that same gift. I'm not saying he's a Sweet Pea. Like that's a different level. That's a different level of counter punching, right? But Shakur is so gifted, man, and Kid Austin is very athletic. I've seen his fights. He has pop. I was gonna say something blasphemous. I wouldn't put him on the level of a Tank, but he has a little bit of that, like where if he steps on that, I've seen him drop people, and I've also seen him get caught too. So, but he has
got caught in the last fight.
Yeah, he has that. Get into you type of fighting. And
he's probably literally at the same phase of his career as Abdullah Mason.
Mm-hmm.
We
didn't talk about him his last time.
And as far as prospects, I got the aforementioned Mason. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk about that another time. But
right,
exactly. The one thing that works in his favor is that you can tell while watching, if you've been following him on social media, he's planning on physically building his body to mash on the gas in this fight. So I expect fireworks in this fight, and I expect someone that's going to be able to get in front of Shakur and maybe see it and test out his physical capabilities right now.
I've been paying a lot of attention to this kid. He's been over there for about a month now.
That's great.
And shout out to his father, which there's kind of a Haney aspect there.
More like
his son. But his father was smart enough to bring in an outside trainer for this fight. So shout out to him for being self-aware.
Yes, that's something you do in these circles in this boxing world. The fathers can be very particular about bringing outside help, and yes, you gotta give him credit for opening up the coaching tree to allow for another expert opinion in there. Do we know who the outside coach is?
Let me see.
While you're checking it out, what you got for us, Strap?
Yeah. Oh, with the next fight. Geez, let's see here.
Well, no. Yeah. So we know we got LT looking up, see if he have a notable coach.
I was gonna say Kid Austin. If taking away from Kid Austin, let me go back to Shakur. Shakur's last fights, they've been wanting to box with Shakur, which is weird. I'm like, if you're gonna beat this guy, you gotta blitz him. You gotta give him a different, because if you're gonna box, Shakur is in his comfort zone in that scope of boxing, and he's gonna bore people, but especially the casual. But you know Shakur is gonna win. I don't think Schofield is gonna box with him. I don't see that. I see foot on gas. I see traps, and I see pressure just coming at you. Hopefully you just you came prepared to mix it up with me, because I'm not going to make you get comfortable. I'm not going to make you feel like, okay, now you've caught the rhythm of the dance and we're doing this just to finish these 12 rounds. No, I'm trying to knock you out, and I'm not seeing anyone do that to Shakur in a while. So I know you'll probably bring the best out of Shakur, and we'll may be surprised, and Shakur may knock him down just because Kid Austin is coming reckless, or he's not had as enough ring experience and IQ as Shakur, and Shakur will be like, oh, hold this check, you have to have this little check hook with my left check hook, sit down or whatever, because you're coming in reckless. I don't know. I'm just painting a picture of how Shakur could edge Kid Austin, but on the other end,
they said they're gonna knock him out. So if you check out Kid Austin's story as of some hours ago, they're posting sparring clips. As of 21 hours ago, they made a post. We're going to sleep Shakur. It's actually a reel on his page and shows him putting down sparring partners, which is something we really don't see in the boxing world, especially leading up to a fight and the week of the fight. This is the week of the fight, and we're still seeing this. So, I mean, I think we're in for a show.
Yeah, but
I haven't been able to find it.
Kid Austin can win this by, like you said, blitz. Just come in there with the confidence, saying, "Yo, this guy is weaker than me," and I believe in my punching power. I believe in.
Is this Juan Guzman? My second coach, Juan Guzman, Central American amateur boxing champ. 95 professional
is there.
95 professional, 2-time world champion.
Okay. Oh, he had a post with him, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So he's brought in a former world champion to be in his corner. Looks like from the Dominican Republic, out of Brooklyn, New York. Okay,
gotcha.
Interesting.
And those guys have
connection.
Well, and they got Jersey roots, so there's that at play too. Like Shakur's got Jersey roots, Floyd Schofield's got Jersey roots, so.
Isn't Abdullah Mason training with Shakur Stevens? If I'm mistaken.
I thought I seen that. I thought I seen that.
Talk about Abdullah Mason, bro. That knockout was crazy. I like him. I like Abdullah Mason. Side note. Good
have a whole 15-minute conversation about him. We got to save it for another time.
Yes. So another one, WBC interim super welterweight possible. Virgil Otis versus Madrimov. Oh, what am I saying? Madrimov.
And that's my typo there. Trying to hurry up and put it in during the show.
So with that, Virgil.
Early on the card. This is a superstar potential fight early on the card. This will not go 12 rounds.
I was gonna say Virgil is.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say Madrimov stops Virgil Ortiz.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Give the backstory on Madrimov. Where do we know Madrimov from?
He fought at Mr. Terrence Crawford. Most notably. Fought admirably. Was ultimately outclassed by Terrence Crawford, but we did see someone who was very game, very tough, very awkward, and very active.
And this was at 154.
At 154, the super welterweight division. And this is the same weight class, and I do believe, Ortiz is. I feel like we're getting a version of him that may not be where we thought it would have been as of like a few years ago. He had issues getting into the ring at welterweight. Was it sickness or different things like that, getting matches made? So you're seeing Madrimov coming off a close defeat and getting another opportunity to show us his skills on a major card. And I'm just seeing the Madrimov coming out on top, just facing more recent elite competition.
Well, if you look at Madrimov record, Terrence Crawford is the most significant. Of course, that's a big name, but Virgil got some names in there. He got the Berinchyk. He has. I would go by.
Did you have winning against Berinchyk?
No, he didn't fight too well to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was I think a split decision. But yeah, I agree with you. Virgil Ortiz 5 years ago was like my prospect. If LG remembers when we started the show, we talked about Virgil. That was one of the guys that we talked about a lot. As fights, he's still undefeated. As fights lead on, I've seen saying aspects of his fighting that I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's see how he would, fare with an elite level fighter, right?
Quick note: he was down twice in that last fight. Twice. Majority decision. Scorecards read 113, 113, 114, 112, 114, 112. Slim.
Here's another note. Another note is that the original opponent for Ortiz was supposed to be one Jerron Bootsinis. And they said that Turkey said that Boots had agreed to the terms. And then so, he backed out. And so Boots is now set to face Stan Jonas on April 25th. So.
Everybody trying to see that. Everybody trying to see that. We love it though.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm giving you some things that you see another fighter from that part of the world. Styles similar. I don't know if Berinchyk was a Ukrainian, but we always know they have vast amateur backgrounds, awkward punching, high IQ, extremely tough, being tough. We saw Virgil Ortiz struggle with Berinchyk. Many thought that, myself included, that he lost that fight. So I don't think picking Madrimov in this fight is anything of a stretch.
I may be there with you, man. I think Madrimov is gonna win. I would also be surprised if Virgil lives up to what's been anticipated to be his, fate as one of the bright spots in that division. So we'll see. I do think Madrimov is gonna win, but LT.
Yes, sir. Ooh. I mean, you guys raised some very interesting points here. Recency bias, I have to agree on recency bias here. Just more tactical, more battle tested at this point. Okay. So,
well,
but it goes to mention that the winner would be in line to fight Fundora.
Man, I can see both of these guys defeating a Fundora at the super welterweight division.
Super welter.
And Ortiz is anybody in the head. And Ortiz is already the interim, so
yeah. When you're too tall, you just can't,
Yeah, it was a gift. It was a gift. It was a gift. Great fights this week. Let's make sure we are in front of our respective televisions, iPhones, iPads, whatever we got to do. Make sure we checking this card out Saturday afternoon.
I'll be with my son. I'll be like Max, and my daughter will like watch these.
Be quiet.
They do like sport. They like fight. They like fight sports. They don't like try to make them watch the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, they would not.
Yeah.
Weird how fighting or wrestling gets kids to sit down. I'm like, you like to see people fighting. People fight.
They tell us we can't do this, but they're doing it on TV.
And lately, they're just intrigued.
They love it. My son will sit down and just watch, and because he's into superhero stuff, so he likes Spider-Man, and he, hopefully he's not doing that to other kids at school, but he's out there. He watches the fights with me, so I'll be sitting down with him, and we'll go through this juicy card of great fights, and hopefully nothing disappoints. But yeah, ladies, gentlemen, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. I see 3 people that are viewing us at the moment. Leave your thoughts.
And drop a comment during the show. We'll put it on air and respond.
Put it on air. Fellas, do you have any closing remarks? Anything that you'd want to promote, add to before we call it a night? All right.
Good.
Just like that, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting. LT Kam Gee. Hey, who's fighting? Let's get